What up, y'all? DCFAYGOGUY. It is time to interfere. Corny ass intro, but it is what it is. N9ne's Enterfear has been out for over a week now. I've given it plenty of listens. Let's jump into this. That is the front. I think this is actually a really dope album cover. I'm very big on album covers. You guys know this. If you've been subscribed for a while, you know this is my thing right here. Album artwork is a big deal to me. Now, in the past, I've done reviews where I say typical N9ne album. And when I say that, I mean, flipping through the book, you see a lot of just, you know, kind of photo shoots of N9ne, just posing and shit like that. And I don't know, I feel like the last several albums, not counting The Storm. The Storm was another good one that had appropriate artwork. But diving into this one, the artwork throughout this album is so fitting to the title. So let's jump right into it. Let's get into it. You know, I'll mention it. Let's jump into it. So we go ahead and open it up. There's the disc. All this. I'm gonna call it the Blood Lake or Blood Water because we'll get into that when we get into that. Obviously, he's about to enter a lake, a blood lake. Pop that off. They just get some red. So this is the part I'm talking about. Like normally you just see a lot of poses from N9ne, and that's just kind of sprinkled throughout the album, right? We go ahead and open up the book. You got N9ne about to step into the lake with some of your song credits here. Open it up to his foot going into the lake, and I'm guessing this is the Kansas City skyline. I don't know. I'm not from Kansas City. I think I've never even been through Kansas City. I might have when I was younger. We used to live in Utah, making a road trip back to Indiana a lot. I think we might have once. I don't know. So I think that's the Kansas City skyline. But then you have this here that says, "The Nina's a virtue, we gotta take care of him. And if you think you're gonna harass him, you cannot reach me and all of my seraphim? Seraphim? I think that's what that word is. I've been trying to pronounce it. I don't know how to pronounce it. I feel like an idiot. And it just says ninefold. So basically, he's entering this lake. I know he posted a post on Instagram asking what our interpretations were of this, and honestly I don't have an interpretation. I just think it's dope. You have him standing in front of the lake, you have him about to step into the lake, and you have him stepping into the lake, entering fear. I love it. I love it. I fuck with that theme really hardcore. So we scroll through the rest of the book, the rest of the song credits. There you have Nina standing. Nina, N9ne. I've never really called him by his nickname of Tekanina or Nina, so I just always Tech. It was always Tech to me. You got your thank yous, your executive credits. So a somewhat normal N9ne book, but not really because they actually tied the book in with the artwork. Totally fucked with it. One of the things I loved about this album the most. Flip it over to the back with the track list, which is Just Die.
How about I just die? Inside I just cry. Fuck that shit! Let's get off all this shit.
Succeed.
What the fuck? Look at me. Nigga, I'm rich forever. Succeed. You can suck it, I make them chicken buckets, producing ruckus. You can touch it, he faking, losing duckets. I'm scooping up it identical, I would never.
Outdone.
Eminem, Wayne, Kendrick, and Pox, Rap, Pig, Jose Joyner, and Logic too, so stop that shit! Acting like you don't see me in the conversation of the greatest. I never got a nomination cause you hated, you calling me about my.
Look what I did.
Millions all around the world, they took what I hid inside, I put it in music, made it mine. Look what I did.
Yeah, look what I did, yeah. Look what I did. We got money all around us.
Yeah, no.
I ain't met y'all's enemies, I'm trying to preserve my chakras, nigga. 9 times greater than a rhymed I'm beta. With the slime crown way behind I'm made it. With the fine shine haters when I line mine, but I'm not
Dr. Shabazz.
seeing Dr. Shabazz. Anti-aging fans be praising gems we making.
The order the wiser is to look a geyser and call you a liar. I don't really got time for.
Question mark this.
I'm about to kick it to the curb like I'm coke with her. Let her roll off of me while you bringing up old shit.
I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. You acting a whole girl. No girl. Don't know what you be going.
Snake in the Batman.
Let's go. Snake in the bat, the haven that awakens your cap. From taking a nap, shaping a nation, hoping they can adapt to placing the strap. That's Satan a blatant attack. Hating
Feels so sad.
well, you know it's effed up and plus evil. So why in the hell are you doing that to innocent people?
It feels so sad, I'm not living always.
Leave It on the Flow, Part 1.
So we did Zoom, me and the bitches, but then I accidentally went and walked into some kid's room. My bad.
Oh no, Tekanina's at the door. Want me to spit it, leave it all on the floor, ripping up, flipping, the thing gotta go.
Funk, which is Leave It on the Flow Part 2.
Shows needed for the dinner date. Trying to get away from the heat, we switching lanes on the interstate. Cloud chasing ass motherfuckers wanna take my name and break my fame. Wanna be funny because I make my change and I state my claim when I hate you.
Angel Baby.
Extended my right leg, then a truck flew by. If I would've stepped sooner, then I'd be quite dead.
Walked right out that fire while death was knocking at my door.
Angel baby.
On the Outside.
Here I come now. I get guap still, even though people are not real. When it comes to who got skill, some just want a nigga pop pills. I done did it all, fly tongue spitter, y'all. I swung hit.
Smell Good.
I like that fresh. I smell like less stress. Every nose get a whiff of the text neck or text.
Stoli Doli.
Holy moly, slowly pull me. Stoli doli.
Do you need me to take off the top? Make sure you're good when you're not.
For Your Love.
Had I knew you was a bitch, I'd let the game hit you.
You thought you had a keeper. Head doc when you're puffing on sativa. Never thought it'd be a reason to leave her. Your diva got the keys for your love and your leave.
B.I.B.
From the less road to the best flow, I can now say. But I'm blessed though.
All of these things that get me down, I know it's gotta be an upside.
Saw Something.
I wish I would've.
Knew that the spirit is close when I prayed as a kid, but it hid. I'm talking about abandoned asylums in the nighttime. I was just demanding to sight them.
And Casey Smile.
Although you lay in peace now, Diamond Doc, Tulu, Mike, Mark, Dwight, Damon, and Sam. I see your KC smile.
I swear I see your smile with everything I.
So, fairly long album. Usual Tech9 album. But some of the songs to me felt kind of short. I don't know. I had this feeling listening to this a couple times. Like the album felt short. My standout tracks, absolute standout tracks. Dr. Shabazz, Outdone is a damn good one. Question Mark This is a banger. I really enjoy On the Outside. I enjoy For Your Love. And I like Angel Baby. Those are going to be my standout songs. Really the only ones I don't like. This album starts off super duper strong. Really good album. I feel like it loses momentum though the second we hit Leave It on the Flow Part 1. I'm not entirely sure why they decided to split it into two parts. Maybe because of the length of the song. I know one of the gripes I had made on Planet about Brightfall was it felt like such a long song. Like you get to a point where you feel like the song could be over and it just kept going. So that was one of the gripes I had about Brightfall. Had they have left this as a whole song here for Leave It on the Flow, I would have the same gripe. I enjoy Part 1. I don't really enjoy Part 2 as much. It usually gets skipped. I feel like the beat and everything changes up so much and the flow's not quite as good as it is on Leave It on the Flow Part 1. I don't know. I don't know what it is. I lose it on Part 2 and just end up skipping to Angel Baby. The one song that I feel like was super duper short that I really, really wish was a full song is Snake and the Batman. I totally fuck with the guitar riffs. I fuck with the beat and I love just everything about that song. It's just so short. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. I don't fully understand the two intros. I don't fully understand it. But I think they're both really good songs. I feel like Just Die. Just Die could have easily just stood as its own intro and been the intro. If that makes any sense. I don't know. I feel like this album needs a proper intro introducing the concept of Enterfear. Because the one thing about this album that I feel is lacking is the cohesiveness that has to do with the theme of the album or the name of the album, Enterfear. I know he touched on subjects that were like darker, I guess you could say, with Feel So Sad and Angel Baby, you know, him almost dying a couple times in Angel Baby. I just feel like overall though, the album itself didn't really stick to the name a whole lot. Now, one thing I want to talk about real quick, I wanted to make sure I mentioned this in this. When he revealed the track list, I had commented on his Instagram post saying, still no Kung Fu Vampire feature. Now, obviously, I'm not Tech9, and Tech9 has said before that the beat's got to say the rapper's name. But how in the hell did he not hear Kung Fu Vampire in Smell Good? I don't know. Smell Good to me had Kung Fu Vampire written all over it. If you've ever looked at his other albums, Dead Sexy, Love Bites, you know, the artwork of the album is him with a fucking girl like about to feast on her. So I don't know, I feel like Smell Good was right up the avenue for him. And the other one that I kind of feel that way too is For Your Love. Listening to For Your Love and listening to Trapped in Hell off of Come Dawn feel so similar. And the one thing I was disappointed on Come Dawn was there was no Tech9 feature on that song. He was in the video for it, so I thought maybe that was the connection from having Futuristic on that track. Maybe that would be the hookup where Kung Fu Vampire would get a Tech9 feature finally. And when that didn't happen, I was disappointed. And now listening to For Your Love, and I'm like, this sounds similar. I'm not going to say they sound the same. They sound similar. And this could have been the opportunity for him to be featured on a Tech9 album. I don't know. I heard it, but obviously Tech9 didn't. Tech9's got to hear it. He's got 2 years left before he's supposedly going to retire. That's one of the things I would love to see him do before he retires, is finally feature Kung Fu Vampire on a track. Or them at least do a track together, even if it's on one of Kung Fu Vampire's album. You know what I mean? I think instead of charging each other to do a track together, just feature each other on one of your albums coming up. You know what I mean? So I don't fully see that happening on Kung Fu Vampire's album, because I know typically he releases an album every 3 to 4 years versus every year with Tech9. So the likelihood of Kung Fu Vampire being on a Tech9 album seems higher than Tech9 being on a Kung Fu Vampire album. But just because he's saying he's retiring, I don't think he's going to ever fully stop doing music. Like, he's passionate about music. Do you see how excited he gets having Land and Fire fucking drop his verse? That shit's fucking dope. Land and Fire, I just want to talk about that real quick before I end this, because it's getting a little bit lengthy of a review. Land and Fire, holy fuck. When I first heard Dr. Shabbat, I was like, who the hell is this on this track, dude? He sounds young as hell. And then he says, how's the 13 about to kill this or murder this shit? He said something along those lines. I'm like, this motherfucker's only 13 years old? Holy shit, dude. Like, damn. Dope shit, though. Dope shit. Yeah. That's all I gotta say about the album. Pretty lengthy review here. But all in all, this was a solid release. It loses momentum about halfway in with Leave It on the Flow Part 1. Definitely Leave It on the Flow Part 2. I feel like the album kind of slows down as far as beats and just the flow overall of the album. It does seem to slow down quite a bit, but that's okay. I think it's still a pretty solid release from Tech. I do kind of feel like there wasn't a whole lot that tied to the name Enterfear, but that's my own personal opinion. I think other people may disagree with that, but that's just how I was feeling about it. So leave your thoughts down below. Tell me what you think about Enterfear. What are your favorite tracks? What are your least favorite tracks? Anyways, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys next time.